Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabe. I welcome you to Seed Germination in Wheat. Seed structure. Wheat grain is really a fruit containing one seed. It is a fruit containing one seed. So let's look at our wheat fruit here. We have here, if you look here, we have a region of attachment to the stalk. This is a region of attachment to the stalk. And here we have the position of a plumule. And here we have the position of a radicle. Then if we go to this side, this is where we have cut it longitudinally through our fruit seed. Here we have the fruit wall and the tester. Of course, they are fused together around. Then we have the endosperm here. And here we have the cotyledon, smaller portion, cotyledon. Then here we have the plumule. Then from the plumule we have the radicle down the side. So that's how the wheat grain looks like. The thin ovary wall is fused with the tester and does not interfere with germination. So the thin ovary wall is fused with the tester. The thin ovary wall is fused with the tester, and it does not interfere with the germination. In germination, the fruit will absorb water. It will swell, and a radicle will burst through the fruit wall. So what is going to happen is that during the period of germination, the fruit is going to absorb water, and when it absorbs the water, what is going to happen, it is going to swell. And as it is swelling, it is going to cause the fruit wall to burst. So when the fruit wall bursts, then the radicle will go through the fruit wall. The root hairs grow on the upper region. So you have here the radicle, which are growing downwards, and they have the root hairs growing on the upper region of the radicle. Of course, here the fruit splitted, and also the plumule in the sheath, which we call the coreoptile, comes out of the seed. The plumule grows straight up through the fruit wall, and the first leaves are protected by a sheath, the coreoptile, with a hard and pointed tip. So when you look here, this is our plumule. It comes out of the fruit wall, but it has got a pointed tip and very hard. and it is having a sheath that is like a cover. It is having a cover, and that cover is what we call the coleoptile. The coleoptile is covering the plumule inside to prevent it from damage. So it will come out and it will be protecting the first leaves because it is very hard and it is pointed, therefore it can easily pass through the soil. Once above the soil, the first leaves will burst out of the coleoptile, which remains as a sheath around the leaf base. So our coleoptile now is out of the soil. So what happens is that now the coleoptile will open, and when it opens, it is going to allow the first leaf. The first leaf now will come out of the coleoptile and it will go. But the coleoptile will remain covering around the lower leaf base. The cellulose, that is maize, wheat, barley, oats, and many others, are all monocotyledons, meaning that they have only one cotyledon in the seed. They have only one cotyledon in the seed, like the way we saw here is that they have what we call the endosperm covering the major part of the seed, and a smaller portion which we call the small cotyledon. They have only one cotyledon in the seed. Plants, the single cotyledon does not contain food store. That single cotyledon does not contain the food store. Where is that single cotyledon? It is this one here. This single cotyledon does not contain food store like in other seeds, which we call the dicotyledons. The food reserve necessary for germination is stored in the endosperm, and that is mainly starch. So the food store is in the endosperm here. That is where our food store is. It is not in the one cotyledon here we have here, but it is in the endosperm. And this food store is mainly starch. When the grains absorb water, enzymes are activated. So what is going to happen is that the grain is going to absorb water. And when it absorbs water, now the enzymes inside are going to be activated. That is now going to set up the process of germination. The enzymes digest the starch in the endosperm to soluble sugar. So our enzymes that have been activated are going to start the process of digestion of starch, which is in the endosperm, from starch to soluble sugars. The cotyledon absorbs the sugar and passes it to the rapidly growing radicle and the shoot. So what is going to happen is that this sugar, which has been digested here, is going to enter into the radicle, the cotyledon. So our sugar will move and enter into the cotyledon. All the soluble sugar will enter into the cotyledon. And when it enters into the cotyledon, now it will be passed over to the growing radicle and also to the growing plumule. So it means that digestion of starch takes place in the endosperm. Then the digested sugars will be absorbed by the cotyledon. Then this single cotyledon will pass over the sugars to the growing radicle and to the growing plumule. Thank you very much for participating in seed germination in wheat. Please do like, share, and subscribe.